Working with the graph paper tool. We are now on page 26 on your working file, the graph paper tool. Now straight over to the toolbar, and of course, the last tool we worked with on our last page was the spiral tool. So that's one you're going to have selected. A lot of people get this confused, so I am really going to make a great big huge point about this. Ever since CorelDRAW version X4, we now have a brand new tool, the table tool. This is not a graph paper tool. So, and you know this is not little flyout. It sits there on a tone. It's called table tool. It is not the graph paper tool. Did you get that? The graph paper tool will sit in amongst the polygon star, complex star, spiral tool, etc. That's it right there, the graph paper tool. Make sure it says graph paper, okay? If you just knew the amount of emails, Scott, the graph paper tool doesn't work like you said it does. And it's always because they have selected the table tool, okay? So make sure you select that. Now you'll find there are very few options for the graph paper tool. All we have really got is how many columns and how many rows. So I am going to type in 5, tab in and 5, and again click in the middle, finger on Control and Shift, and there you go. It's as simple as that to create, obviously, some graph paper. You can create long skinny rows and columns, or do the reverse. Long columns and skinny rows. However you want to actually do it, finger on Control, Shift, then it's all perfect for me. Okay, so I will pop that back over here in the middle. Now what we are going to do is just play with this a little bit. Now just finger on Shift and resize and a bit. The graph paper tool. Effectively, what does it do? Creates a lot of little squares or rectangles. We have already learned how to create those, but it groups them all together. So we haven't talked about grouping yet, but I need to for this lesson. So up here on the property bar, you will see Ungroup or Ungroup All, and you can right-click. In fact, I will prefer you did this. Simply right-click on the line or on the X and choose Ungroup. Don't do anything else. Just choose Ungroup. Now what happens is we have got all these individual squares, okay? But I just want to show you how the graph paper tool works. It's just squares, but you can have some fun. If I select the whole thing and I make it say white, give everything a white fill. The reason why I have done that is so that I can select easily. Finger on Shift. I'm going to select that one, that one, that one, and that one, and that one. This will really test your ability to select objects and see. Now click on color black and look at that. We have created a checkerboard. And I know I did that really fast, but I think you are clever enough to work that out. If I now go Hit and I select my Shape tool, now I can start to reshape some of these squares individually. Now remember, you have to click on the corner first to select the corner. Select the object, click on the corner one around, click on the corner one around, click on the corner one around, and then around all of that, and then back to my Pick tool. And I am going to just delete those squares there. Why am I doing this? To just simply give you ideas of how you can use a tool and create some designs, etc. That's enough of that. You can play with that as you want to. Let's say you wanted to design an invoice book. An invoice is some sheet of paper. This can be a really quick and easy way to do it. Again, selecting my graph paper tool, I'm going to select, what do I want? I want 2 rows and I want 1 column. So I click and drag, and in fact I did it the wrong way, didn't I? I actually wanted 1 and 2. So click, that's better. Okay, that looks good. Now this time what I want to do is have one column again, but this time I want 10 rows. So 10, and make sure again that you have got snap to object. I will make things so thing get easier. So I can just snap into that corner there, click and drag, and say we pull that down about there. You might want to have a lot more rows than that, and then snap into there and up to there. So across the top here, you will write your company name and all the details. Down here, you can actually put in whatever it is you have purchased, or have you. Or, of course, the price. And then all I want is, I want 2 and 1, and click and drag. There you go, a very quick, simple invoice book. If you want to resize, you can select any of it. Stretch that out a little bit, and remember, if you just slide down, then you can get it to lock because you have Snap Object on. Same thing here, lock to there, and I will stretch it back so it lines up. Rotation, stretch it, and grab it. Come on, line up for me. I think you know what I am trying to do. It doesn't always weigh the work you want, does it? But there you go. I think you got the idea. I will stretch that up a little bit, and if I select the inside area, I can actually right-click on, say, gray. I will make it gray color. Look, I know it is very simple and basic. I just wanted to get your mind thinking about it, and I am sure you can come up with a lot of your own kind of creative ideas. You might want to just make that smaller like that, or just make it go to the edge there like that. Do whatever it is that you want to do to make that work. Let's go ahead now, and we are going to add the graph paper tool effect to our card.